There's something strange to me about the fact that the gramophones are persistent between saves, that they actually do need to be toggled off if you ever want them to stop, and, well, why would you? Turning on the gramophone is as basic as turning on the lights in a place that's meant to restore your sanity, and that's why it's so appropriate that each of these rooms actually is so comforting. It's like just a moment to rest not just your body, but your mind. We're gonna need that rest because last time we learned a lot of things, opened a lot of doors, and mainly found out from the Riverman that we are basically the ones chosen to remove that archwitch from the church. I don't know how we're gonna do that since she apparently can't be harmed by normal means, but maybe a revolver isn't considered normal means. There's a lot of her lesser minions along the way, too, so if we're gonna do this, we're gonna have to bring some of the new firepower we got along the way. Also probably gonna need some health, so if we take some alcohol and a bandage, we can do this. Just look at all of this crammed into our inventory. We already have an unused bandage, so we can make a sterile bandage. That should be much, much better for us. We could, since we already have a lot of health kits, we can put this down here. Resistance stimulant, I don't really care too much about stimulants. A little bit of inventory management later. And we are good to go. Let's see what we can do. Oh, but I almost forgot. Since we recently became a speaker to the dead, we've got to go tell the merchant who wrote that book of dreams. Maybe a glitch, but I also got a second book of dreams. So, you know, counterfeiting.
A gander, perhaps?
Is that my respected sir? Back for more trade, or a gab? I've discovered who authored the book. My breath is bated. Who is this unnamed luminary of society? Dr. Marie Sims. Back in French Hill? No. All of Arkham. I shall sing praises to this doctor. Praise and recognition abundant. Now, back to you, sir. Okay. Did we get anything for that? I can't afford the sledgehammer. And we can get the recipe for medicinal powder. So we are unlocking more things as we go. Didn't I already... I already got something. Doesn't matter. You seem well versed in antiques. How about this golden orb? A hand extends, immaculately manicured for the spear. With grace, he lifts it to the mask, inhaling as if divining a core truth. Then, gently, he returns it. Fret not, my hands are clean. You possess an item of notable worth. I would be most elated to relieve you of it for 100 teeth. Do you wish to part with it? Maybe I'll keep it. Us magpies cannot resist the sparkling allure. I blame you not. I just feel like maybe there's a bit more to it. We'll find out. This is definitely a game that I think would benefit from multiple playthroughs. These wolf noises are drawn out and increasingly close from the sound of it. How many shells do we have right now? Come on. You're not gonna show me? Maybe by switching. Okay, we have 8 shells. 8 shells total, and more in storage. Plus we also have the rifle and the revolver. We can make more ammo for the revolver. So look, we've been saving up and stealthing for this entire game. Now I think is when we're best served letting loose. I see 3 wishes. You can see me from behind the rock, so that's cool. Let's bring you through a choke point then. Whatever works. One shot, one kill. That wasn't a red marker, but you died nevertheless. Well, I'm glad for it. So you can lunge from pretty far sometimes, some of you. Come on over. Chest shot is all it takes. There were 2 of you for a second there. That was a pretty impressive dupe glitch. And like that, we're down to 5 shells. But we need cower no more. Kingsport has made us more resolute in certain ways. And even if it's perhaps weakened us in others. Lockpicking 6. Wait, really? Okay, maybe there's some other way. But if we scry... There's an open window up there. Actually, there's an open window right here. The house appears abandoned and overtaken. If only we could reach on up, huh? So what is it that we're meant to do then? Oh, there's an opening down here in the foundation. If one can call it that. We know the dangers of being too close to the earth firsthand. Blocked. We may need lockpicking to actually get inside. That's something we've not built up whatsoever. Tell you what we have built up is our axe. Oh no, that's not the brittle wood we're allowed to chop down. That is, though. That is simply unfortunate, huh?
Now that's just unfortunate.
Oh, well, I guess we can't speak to that corpse. If we should help anyone move on, it's you. We can remove this. Come on now. And once we get in there, we're probably gonna come under mental assault. So we should probably be ready to dull the senses. Do we have anything on us that can do that? We do have sedative. So let's be ready for it. Right there. Another ritual skull. But you're not too useful to us right now. Remember, the seer pays out in 3s. We are very mentally drained from the experience, clearly. Another save point. Happy to have it. Of course, there are places we can save, and then there's places we're safe, and those tend to be 2 different things. Unfortunately, this offers us no kind of comfort. More teeth. I just wish I knew what the sledgehammer actually did. At a certain point, we won't know unless we buy it. Now, the problem here is I kind of feel like a lunatic. Dogs? I hear them on the right, too. There's a lot of dogs, and the performance isn't helping me. Maybe it's appropriate, but I feel like I kind of mentally check out when I can hear the whispers like this. Oh, man. Of course, of course it's blocked. Where actually are we? We're roaming around in the woods. I mean, I knew that, but, like, seriously. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch to the revolver. Hope for success with that. It's less wasteful than using a shotgun on these guys. And what's even less wasteful than a revolver is an axe. Now is when I would really benefit from having the backstab ability. Howdy. 2 hits is all it takes with the axe, which makes it effective against you if we can sneak up. There is a dog there. There's a house down there, though. This will be a much easier area to traverse if we can kill them, but there's like a bunch of them. There's the ones we've seen, and then there's, from the sound of it, a bunch more. Recipe for shotgun shells. That sounds wonderful, thank you. We are locked out of a lot by not having lockpicking. All I found under the church were some bones. They don't belong to normalcy. What the hell is it? The skull looks elongated. The bones of the feet, bird-like. No, I don't want to think about it. I'll just drop them down the cliff. Yeah, that'll solve it. I should have stopped listening to the old man's bizarre stories and stopped right there and then. Kind of like the skull we found over at the tavern at the inn. So you dropped something down there, huh? Maybe over the railing? Doesn't much matter now. We've made our way around to the church. I'm just wondering if I shouldn't do some more preparation. Oh, hey. A totem. I've got a bunch more of these things to look at. Ah, underneath the railing. Good stuff, totem. Let's have a look. Now, I did get an ability that said, like, to use artifacts, but I still don't quite know what that was for. That would be over on that end. Here we are. First aid kit and 15 gold teeth. Oh, this was a man of wealth, clearly. There have been notes that express dismay at the presence of these teeth, but it's kind of hard to believe they weren't the regular currency of Kingsport.
There's a strong presence here. My heart is racing.
Are we talking like shotgun levels of heart racing? I can open this gate up from the other side. There we are. If only we had the dexterity to climb a fence, this whole day would be so much easier. More teeth. No, I don't suppose we would be able to get a glimpse of what's inside. But we know it's overgrown, and therefore we know that evil lurks here. The candles are also a strong indicator. What about down here? Does this lead into previously unexplored parts of town? Well, it leads us to the other side of that bridge, that's for sure. And I see the floodwaters have not receded. Locked. Hey, an outhouse without something for me to fish out. That's a first for this town. Alcohol, need that for healing now. We've been down there. But look at this. This is a whole side of this map that we haven't even seen yet. That's what's so astonishing to me, is that, like, this map isn't big by any means. There's a lot in it. What are these little orange bottles? Somebody was sneaking off into the night to perform dark rituals. A campfire over the rooftops. There don't seem to be any collectibles. Imagine if this was a willing dead we could speak to. Oh, the stories they could tell. Okay, you we don't need to kill, especially if you're gonna stay where you are. Are you the one who became raving mad after performing those rituals? The books are piled up here. There's a silver key. I worry you'll notice if I grab it. And you've got a stash back here. More teeth, more mushrooms. Maybe I should blast you just preemptively? Doesn't seem to be necessary. Well, we don't have to worry about making noise because of our perk choice. I'm really glad that went off without a hitch. And without a shell being spent. It's just... There hasn't been a lot of combat in this game, but we've always had the ability... Well, we can use this as an occult inspection. And that's what's cool. Like, it's... There are different ways to approach things. We've saved up a lot of ammo because we've been leaving a lot of enemies alive. It makes things harder for us in some ways and then easier down the line. Are you just going to show us where that was? Yeah. Way ahead of you, Stones. That seems, though, to have been the entire point of this area. Let's just check our map again. Yeah, this is just a loop. We don't yet know how we reached this area. In fact, it seems to be entirely closed off. Unless maybe something will change down by the shore if the floodwaters recede. Doesn't matter, though. I should be getting into the church. Or into here, potentially. What if we come along the outer edge? No? Ah, yes. What if we try jumping from up here, land, over to here? Yes. Paintings. Is this the home of some local artist? Local whispers passed down since time old speak of the old man who lives on the outskirts of Kingsport. Terrible, they brand him. No living soul knows of his past, but some say he was a captain cracked by his greed, sacrificing the souls of his crew for mere gold. Such cursed souls returned for vengeance, driving him crazy from fear. Was it in such never-ending terror that he slew the rest of his crew with his silver saber? Or is this another lie to breathe the terrible name? They had their local ghost story associated with the crazies. Maybe just demonizing someone who already had it bad? Or maybe there is truth to it. 3 paintings, beautiful yet woeful in their strokes. Then, slowly, you hear a gentle whisper, a soft, feminine voice drawing you in. We can say, not happening, and leave. Lean in and listen. Fragments of time in this town of old, a mixing of wonder and fear untold, present the pieces of tales so vast, reveal the boon of my past. Ghost paintings, of course. First we harp of the terrible old man, and the account is in reach. A pirate captain treacherous in breath. If his crew was slain, what weapon gave death? We need to recount the ghost stories that these tell of. In your case, a saber. From your mouth leaves the words of truth, yet nobody knows if he was mad or uncouth. Please proceed. Let's hear the next one. Hear my voice, the last lament of my heart. Next is Yuletide, the story in the church that inspires my art. To descend to the oil they worship the flame, but what color was the fire that took such proclaim? I need to go find this story. In the church? That means that these are stories we haven't yet heard. So the best way down now is going to be through here. Restore our sanity and our save in the cabin. The boatman used his seeker and knows the second relic's location. If the ancient underground river we've just sailed was not unsettling enough, the relic is held by a witch in the church. My track record is already stained. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but now not only is there an artifact here, there's the key to a puzzle. An optional puzzle, which therefore makes it 10 times more satisfying to solve.
Nothing holy here. This thing inside me has gotten restless.
How about the thing inside this church? You're the one we saw when we first entered Kingsport. And a little later as a bug.
I felt you near, seeping into my flesh. Powerful.
You must be the head witch.
Agatha Mason, fret not. You will not seize as the others did. With pure honesty, it is pleasant to have some proper company.
Here is where we have an occult check, and because we've immersed ourselves in this, we can actually engage with her directly. We can use Occult 4 to probe the extent of her power. Vast, squamous, and scaly, you feel notes of witches before her, a heady bloodline she carries with pride and grief. Agatha is truly potent. I'm looking for a relic to help my friend. Please. The neutrality that pours from you is unusual, unlike thy wretched ilk. I will grant you this object, but I'm going to trouble you for some aid myself. What do you mean by wretched ilk? No tongue could weave it gently. The cursed breed. Men. My dealings with your ilk have been forever fraught. What about the wives and daughters who no longer own their minds? It was me, but understand, as none of the others would, those women were sick. I've saved them from worse. Their aggression is only confusion. What did you do to the men? I only defended myself. They weaponized their fear because I'm different. A woman with power. Believe in my pain. You know, I'm certainly inclined from the get-go to believe that they would have treated you unfairly for having different beliefs or being hard to understand. But you're kinda not beating the allegations. What help do you want? My son, Frank, has disappeared with this relic. You can take it if you retrieve him for me. I am frail with concern. I don't know, do you know that Frank despises these witches? My boy left this key. My girl spied him haunting 3 mortal dens. He's a schemer, so there must be plans from his escape. Seek them all. Any guidance? Frank was drawn to the dwellings of mortals he named Keepers. enraptured by the unnatural objects they bore. Maybe the hunter was another one? Can I ask you something? I did not expect this to be a conversation. I expected this to be more of a boss fight. But I guess she found someone willing to engage in conversation refreshing. You're going to find my son, so it's the least I can do. I really don't feel comfortable trying for speech check right now. Why did you come to Kingsport? The veil here is a wraith's cloak, close to the stars who will provide safety. Something inevitable approaches, and I do not wish to die here. I fear it's so. You think a higher force will protect you? My girls and I know such truth. Devotion is salvation. When the abyss devours all, we shall be spared. Well, I'm kind of trying to make it so the abyss devours nothing, so I guess that helps either way. Can you not find him yourself? I'm the one he's running from, and it pains me. If I chase, it will only push him further. I also believe he's taken an interest in you. Me? You mortals who carry eldritch power fascinate him. Bless his heart. Let's see where your lad has gone. In the meantime, I believe this place holds legends. Tradition is believed to be an excuse for the depraved copulation of sorcery. Those uncultivated spit at the thought of the settlers who predate Kingsport, a cultish tribe who hosts the Yuletide festival. A steady drum they make as they dance up to the church in demon faces, squirming before pillars of sickly green flame. Speak not of the rest, the winged creatures of the void, the oily rivers beneath that carry the screams of bone flutes in heat, obscenity to be buried. You mean Halloween on Christmas? You're describing The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the earliest adaptation of The Nightmare Before Christmas. Anyway, pillars of sickly green flame. We only need to take that information back to the house. But while we're out here, would it not also do us good to try and clear those dogs? It's the only way to see everything. I've taken some preemptive heals. We've got plenty of ammo. There's two of you. Okay, how is that a miss? That, however, is not. I hear more. I think they were angered by that. My footsteps might be quiet, but that sure wasn't. I can hear them all around me. I don't even know where they're coming from. I saw the one down there that came to investigate. I keep thinking I hear them from the left, though. Where is it? There you are. Let's bring you back a little bit. Yep, you've about found me. There's a bit of a delay on the next shot. Come on. Go, 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 go. Close, it won't close. Thanks, gate. Thanks for everything. And there's another one. Yeah, we're kind of better off using the crosshair and not even aiming down sights. Is there another one out there? Have we looked at this one? We already have, yeah. We're actually kind of learning new mechanics, like basic mechanics now, because sound kind of plays a huge role in this. We've just kind of set things up so that we never had to contend with that. Headshot. I mean, we have silent walking. We've been using melee weapons against the witches that were in our way in the town. And so we've kind of created a situation where this is the first time we're making noise with a lot of enemies around. There's another one out there. How many dogs are there? 2 down there, like 3 up here. And still 1 more? I'm hearing footsteps and creaking branches all over. You on the other side of the store? You are! You're back there. See, less of an issue for later. There's a witch in there, too. I killed, like, 5 dogs, I want to say? Or no. Yeah, 5. Let's move this and climb into the house. Black powder. Stamina stimulant. Not a lot else. But even hearing a witch on the other side of the gate is really eroding our sanity. There's a dense green haze down here in the deepest parts of the woods. There's a cave. That's a cave. Maybe the dogs were using it as a den? In any case, they've been dragging away unfortunate souls. Wonder how long they've been doing that for. We do have some sedative. We could chase the whispers away if we wanted. Oh god, there's another one. I can't believe it didn't spot us. I'm not sure if there's anything else we need here. There you are. And here's where we dropped down before. It would probably be smarter to eliminate you now, while we have the chance. You were the lazy one, maybe you're chill. But I don't like having things just openly around. We still can't open this. What does the map say this is? This is undoubtedly a pass-through to that other area. Jump back down. Climb back in. I'm ready to answer your second question. Yuletide story in the church, green. Pillars of green upon masks of shadow, and passage to sinew that was shortly in tow. Proceed, if you please. 2 rumors are left, yet one I shall speak, though only an object gives the answers you seek. The rumored snake den, a veil over spirit and dreams. The sterling key will bring the answer to unthread the seams. Is that what I found over by the shrine? Already found it. It reads, to open a gate is to open the future. Correct. You move on the path whether you step or stay. Time is the one god you must obey. Please accept my gift. Your mind is a weary soldier. Thank you. Your art is nice. My father would like it. My art is all that remains, and your sentiment means all. The tattered fabric of your soul holds true. Let nothing sway you from your path. Your voice is soothing. Reminds me of something. A cool touch cups your cheek, and an image warps the air. Long red tresses. Then the caress fades. Did that do something? Maybe that was setting a soul at ease. Maybe that was one for the boatman. Why is it that this whole episode is me trying to engage with the paranormal and then just having nice conversations? Wait, no. No. I have the triangle key. I have the triangle key, you guys. That's what we found. The other was a key that we found elsewhere. Hang on. We are searching for Frank now. There were a couple of places we could use it. One of them, though, is at the inn, which is one of the places we were going to search anyway. Is this the inn right ahead? I believe it is. Coming down here will help us achieve that end. Through here. It's kind of cool how the world is designed in ways that are meant to be utilized later. Like, it's cool how the state of the world changes as you go. Through here. This game really deserves more attention than it's getting, honestly. Anytime we're here, we're going to ignite every candle. Oh, that's not good. This place is less cozy than it was. I may even go through the expense of eliminating you. My only worry is that there's more. Triangle key opens the door. Nope, open all the way, please. You do move around, too. Is this one of Frank's hideouts? I mean, he already has the other one upstairs.
Looks like one of Frank's books. I can't even understand the title.
It's Frank's Diary number 3. What do you think, idiot? Can we read it? A book? Diary? Either way, it looks like the foreign words crawl on the page. Maybe it's just a trick of the light? I don't suppose we can lock that door from the other side, can we? You're no longer here. You we helped move on. I'm just trying to think where else one might be. My other thought is the hunter's cabin, but I'm just not sure where else. This is getting more and more bizarre by the second. One of the boxes is still here. Just one. This box is still here. This hasn't left us. Once more, we need lockpicking 8. Now, is there anything here? Imagine if there is to be anything found relating to Frank, it'll be found through Scry, right? But it doesn't seem like there is. The only thing I can think of is maybe down at Brasco's? I mean, the places where the conspirators held their tablets. That's about all I've got. Because he's fascinated by humans who hold relics. Right. Well, first things first, let me buy your sledgehammer.
My mistress would like you. A true honor.
Great. Sledgehammer. You couldn't possibly hold this. My ladyship would scold me for overburdening a good man. You list a price, but you won't sell it to me? That's bizarre. Okay, I'll keep my money then. Alright. I think I'm good for now, jerk. So, I guess I just continue the search. Getting to some of these places is not going to be easy in the floodwaters, but I think I've spent enough time down there that I sort of know what I'm doing. There's the inn. Where's the other place? I think it's across from it. Yes, right there. Is there a good place to drop down is the question. Don't even need to. Do not even need to. Suggesting that it was always meant to be ours. The door is broken down. And there's another triangle key. I don't believe it was like this before.
Books. Looking for books.
Down into the basement. I know there's something here, I just haven't spotted it yet. And amid all this clutter. There you are. What's your patrol pattern? Do you have one? Can we break this breach in the foundation down? Explore it ourselves? Dig site?
Bad idea unearthing what's buried. Wonder what they were seeking.
Frank's diary too. You guys are just too easy, you know that? Of course, that can all go wrong in a hurry. I mean, in the mines before, I was just kind of sneaking around them the entire time. It didn't make it any less tense doing that dance. And then right at the end, it's a good thing I was leaving as I finally had to shoot one because, well, from what we learned from the dogs, that probably alerted the horde. Can we speak to you? You're the one I really wanted to do something for. Seems fate brings me back to you. A wave of despair hits you as the room chills. You feel the connection waver already. Are you Erwin Brasco? Erwin, second to Charles. Brother was all mouth. I was the operator. Always. Why did you lock the gate? Out of hand. He was too far gone. Tab. My Tab. Tabitha? He found out about the child. After all these years. The ruse snuffed. Yeah, we found out she was killed and with child. What child? Their baby. The image of her. Oh, Tab. Where's the child now? Unknown. The unknown rules time. The child has been gone for over 2 decades. So, am I to understand you're talking about Victoria? From the mist he brings the end. Okay, let's get out of here. Can we speak to the hanged? Nope, this one doesn't want to talk to us. I'm not quite sure where else to look then. I guess I just have to keep poking around town. Maybe Frank's Diary 2 will have some clues? Even if you could read the title, you doubt you could make out the scrolling within. That's kind of what I figured. Is there a way into this building? Have we gotten in here at all? If there is a way, it's probably by climbing, right? Oh no, it's the inn. Okay. What about Yellow House, then? Here we go. Here's another triangle key door. Yellow House. And this time, pretty much unopposed.
Here we are. The title is Eldritch Nonsense.
Kid's a little real estate baron. Properties all over town. Well, that's all 3. Should help seal our covenant. Let's go. Looks like we're due for one last jump across the river that wasn't here a couple hours ago. Right. 2 biggest complaints with this game right now, and that's the stuttering upon loading, which is all the time, and the fact that these boxes keep disappearing, rendering some areas inaccessible, at least by certain means. I've yet to be soft-blocked because of it, but I imagine it is possible. We might as well buy the medicinal powder recipe. Thank you. And what does... I honestly don't even really know what the medicinal powder does. Restores a moderate amount of health, cures poison and hypothermia. Strange herbs ground into powder. It's not much, but I'll take what I can get. Okay. We'll use that if we need to. I mean, we are playing on normal, but I've generally had more than I needed. Which is good. Considering if our latest quest giver decides to turn on us, we're probably going to need all of that and then some. Still, being on the witch's good side does not seem to have made her followers any more, I guess, cordial. My boy, what did you discover in his nests? I can't make out a single word of these books. Like mother, like son, the little schemer. Well, are you ready to hunt? Tell me where to search. Early access conclusion. Ah! I got demoed all over again. Okay, well, I guess I'll return to this at a later time. Tell me where to search. Brace yourself. This shall not be without unpleasantry. Brace myself? For what? Rat in a trap. Find Frank. Oh no. Agatha, welcome. Not even your cherished witches could pierce this shroud and spy. Long have I yearned to be as they are, one of your prized girls instead of a curse you spurn. But I'm not. I never will be. And I'm glad of it. It's a case of jealousy. Jealousy and resentment.
Frank? It's Jack! Where are you?
Not these places. This may be a place of traps. That way. This way is also fine. It resembles one of Kingsport's houses. But it's a world all your own, isn't it? Okay, once again double checking that we can in fact go through here. Oh, you're doing funny business. Gotta check. We've gotta check every time, even if it slows us down a bit. It's like playing all of an Arkham game in detective mode. There's like a filing noise, like scratching in my head. But there is a method to this, and we've gotta follow it. door's already open, like we've already been here. Let's never close a door behind us. That will only lead to more confusion. The scary thing is I still don't know what happens if we decide to pursue this more. Oh. I guess there is a limit to this. What is that down there? Hang on. Let's just make sure we don't do the wrong thing in our rush. These doors are left ajar. This one seems safe. Unless there's something still that I'm missing. Maybe it's the X's I'm supposed to be following. It's interesting how everything seems to stay around us, but it's getting darker too. I mean, it seems strange that that would be the case because there were 2 X's and 1 not marked at first, so I figured it would be a trap. The sounds of floodwaters seeping in are more and more apparent the deeper we go. And things are slowly changing around us. Finally, we're gifted a path. I feel like Frank would really be a fan of Minecraft redstone builds. Well, this clearly leads to outside, so... But where does that bring us? Things are topsy-turvy in Frankland.
Where on earth is the lad?
It seems we are probably on Earth, but someplace far away from Kingsport. Well, we can see that vortex in the distance. She loves me not. She loves me, and she doesn't. What a strange situation. Wouldn't you say, Mother? Do you hate that you can't bring yourself to get rid of your own blood? Do you hate that your loathing also cares? I really feel like I've gotten in the middle of something that's none of my business. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Staircase that leads to nowhere. We're still dealing with places of his own design. And hey, what do you know? Just when we thought we're out. Reality continues to falter. And I'm just along for the ride. God, that filing noise is so unpleasant. The same but not. Different permutations of the same room over and over. But I'm not the one that he's trying to hide from. Have I seized your attention now, after eons of neglect? Well, this is my world, wrought in my image. Pretend you're a rat in a maze. You like them, do you not? I'm not sure rats in a maze were a thing at this time. Like, were lab rats something that were tested on? Maybe I'm missing the point. Hey, look, it's the door we entered to get to your little hiding spot. But is it where we need to go? Are we gonna get stairs again? We got stairs again. And at that point, it's not even his fault. These windows look out onto the rooms we're crawling through. This is something different. I mean, it's not my study back home, but it's still nice. Just declutter it a little and it'll be great. What's under the rug? If it starts moving, I'm unloading in it. Perhaps we could sit right here in front of the fire. A room quite similar, but these glow as quest items. The horned skull. Is it just me, or did the lights just brighten? A rubber duck and something else. A globe. So, where do we place them? Darwin. I kind of figured you would be friends with Frank. I mean, you have a similar attitude about things. Always grumpy. This portrait kind of reminds me of our arrival here in Kingsport. Now the question is, what do we do with these things? Maybe we place them just where we found them in the other room. So let's take the horned skull. Bring you over here. No, this is the example. The horned skull goes on top of the fireplace. The horned skull goes on top of the fireplace, the globe on the desk, and the rubber duck on the plate. On top of fireplace, yes, and then it becomes visible. Scry shows nothing. We had to see the other side. Duck on the plate. I love how Frank has his own little version of the Ocean View Motel. And you went right... actually, where were you exactly? No, you go over here. Right there. That's what I figured. The Ocean View is a place of rituals.
A finely crafted model. Unnervingly lifelike.
That might be a bit dramatic. It is a nice model, though. Agatha. Mother. I concede there is a disparity between our skill. However, I grow stronger every second. It seems I have also harbored grandmother's skill of plane traversals. Come find me. I named you a serpent, yet perhaps I am one as well. I'm shedding the imposed skin, the name you spat at me as I was born. Frank is no more. I choose now, and my name is Croft. Okay, well maybe there's a good reason she named you. Breaking news, a Frank failure. Despite consistent efforts to create a rift and flee, the boy has failed every time. Instead has created a silly little world that cannot truly shield him. When pressed for comment, Frank had only this to say. Why is it not working? Why are you so weak? Experts remain unimpressed. Stay tuned for further humiliations. Oh my god, Lovecraftian petty squabbles. This is hilarious. Like, he's rebelling and she's just leaving passive-aggressive post-it notes for him to find. Or maybe he's taking it out on himself, who knows?
Frank, enough chasing.
You really like the end, don't you? Also, did you get, like, a lot taller? Mortal, why do you obey her? You told me your mortal heart knows they are wrong. What is this place? Depends. For me, a fleeting refuge of my own design. For a pursuer, perhaps a snare. For you? Undecided. Lad, your mother is worried. Mother? She's a serpent who tries to lock me away. I know why you're here. The relic. I read your note. Croft is an interesting name. Croft. That pleases me. A magpie, she branded me. Enamored by pathetic mortals and their junk. If I had her affection, would I seek theirs? I don't wish to be a magpie. But a crow? They are stronger. She'll see. What's the situation with Agatha? Agatha fears me. We share the same ichor in our veins, and so her power I inherited. Each eon I grow stronger in threat. But the core truth is, she never wanted a son. I'm an abomination, a trespasser who snuck through her womb. You're not an abomination, lad. Not even close. Your kindness is welcomed. I don't want to go back. Her strained tether is finally snapped. I need the relic, Frank. Jack, the snake has deceived you. Used to find me, and then both relics and your soul shall steal. How can you be certain? Wait, stop talking. When an eldritch being tells you to be quiet, you listen. In the midst of the leaden silence, you notice a sound, akin to muffled speech dampened by a wall. Jack, you cannot stay here. She's... What's happening?
No! This can't be. The relic! It's gone! Damn it all!
We're back here as if we never left. Well, not as if we never left. Huh. This is even brighter than we found it before, but that is the end of early access. You have reached the end, for now. The roads to the deeper parts of Kingsport lie sealed until the next major update is summoned. One that will unveil new locations, maddening mysteries, plot twists, and fateful choices to steer your path through the unknown. Have you enjoyed the journey thus far, traveler? Then lend your voice to the void. Hey! Leave a review on Steam and help others find their way inside Kingsport. Your feedback can truly shape the future of Stygian Outer Gods. Well, I've already left a review, and this game is so cool. I really hope it gets more attention. It's so much fun to play. It's so much fun exploring and finding items and going back and comparing that to things we saw before but had to sort of begrudgingly leave behind. And in this last part in particular, the lore and dialogue is getting just... it's a vibe I adore. It's all told with this poetic language that's befitting of an eldritch horror story. It's got a setting that really invites that mindset and the time period, and there's just so much detail and atmosphere in it. And in that story, in our choices, it's got all the fascination and fear of the unknown that I love. Meanwhile, it shows that these creatures, these beings, can be beyond our understanding, and also quite petty. Either way, it very much feels not like a town under attack, but rather a town that's at the center of a battle being fought between things we can't even comprehend. And that's really interesting. Like a convergence of worlds rather than a clash between ours and some other. It may have been our actions that brought it here, but it seems like this has been a long time coming. And maybe we have more of an ability to affect change in that than we think. I mean, we're certainly not made out to be a hero who can ward all this evil off, but maybe we can sway them to act in a way that benefits us? It seems like the world of the gods is one of bartering and gentlemen's agreements, so maybe we can get in on that? I don't know, but all that will have to wait until next time, whenever that may be. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.